A few weeks before the fighting stopped in World War I, a transport ship carrying American soldiers, many from Augusta, sank off the coast of Scotland. Mostly forgotten today, the October 1918 Otranto disaster was big news, played out for days on the front pages of the Augusta Chronicle. That shipwreck tragedy stayed with those involved. One of them, Joseph Hewells, kept a wartime journal, and he described it vividly. All of a sudden, there was a terrific jar, and the ship trembled all over. In about 15 to 20 minutes, word came down to us to get up on the deck immediately. The ship had been struck by another ship of the convoy, the Casimir, ripping a terrible hole in the side. Hewells and others would end up in the ocean. We left about 450 to 500 soldiers and 200 sailors on board, out of which only 18 managed to reach the shore alive, he wrote. In recent years, popular movies have had a lot about war and about shipwrecks. Most seem to have overlooked the Otranto. But one person who didn't forget was John Jahira of Auburn, Alabama, who wrote to ask me about his great-uncle, Ernest Gay. From what I can find, Jahira wrote, most if not all of the bodies were recovered, but it was 1920 before they were returned to Augusta. I recall my mother telling me that as a young girl, she went with her father to the train station to recover her uncle's remains. There were many survivors. Many were eventually transferred to England for a rest camp, and that's where they were when the treaty ending the war was signed. While there, Joseph Hewells wrote in his journal, the armistice was signed on November 11, 1918. We still remember that date. Each year it marks our Veterans Day, and each year we remember those who faced battles and bullets. The sinking of the Otranto almost a century ago had a large impact on Augusta. It's largely forgotten today, but that doesn't mean we need to forget their sacrifice. We need to remember them, and we need to remember all veterans this Veterans Day.